going to rewrite these. So 65 tenths, how do I write that?
6.5.
Good. Go ahead and write it. And I'm multiplying times 10 to the second, so I know that's 2 hops. Which way?
Right.
Right. So 1, 2. And then remember how I said make your second decimal larger? That's so when you write it down, you won't accidentally write the same number you started with. Okay? So we're going to go through each of these. I'm going to pull sticks and you tell me what to do. So 0.7, write that down, please. Jacob.
Yeah.
How many times do I hop the decimal?
Right.
Which way?
Right.
So my answer, Jacob, is
70.
70. Good. Okay, the next one. Jimena, 8 tenths. You're going to go to the left how many times? Good. So what do I write for my answer? I'm asking Jimena. She's the one. So 8 thousandths. Do you agree? See this second decimal is larger? That's so you don't accidentally pick the first one. When we used our iPads, what did we do? We erased, didn't we? But you can't do that on paper. Okay, the next one. 3 and 895 thousandths times 10 to the third. Jaden. I'm going to rewrite it over here. So which way do I hop?
Up, left.
Right. How many? 3. So see that huge decimal? That's where it goes in my answer. I'm going to put a comma in because that's in the thousands, isn't it? Okay, the next one. Alexis, 5,472 divided by 10 to the third. So where's my decimal now? At the end. So how many times will I hop it? 3. Which way? Good. So that's just a little review. You'll have to do that on your assessment one way or another, okay? All right, let's take a look at the next one. Now, we're not going to use the number lines, okay? So above your number lines, you can just write the number that we're rounding. So go ahead and write 6.385. Go ahead and write that down. Above your number lines or at the very bottom of your paper somewhere, write this number down with your pencil. See your number lines? Go down to the next box, write this number. You're not understanding me.
On this first page.
Right here. We're not using the vertical number lines, but you need to write the number we're rounding. Okay, so I'm going to round this to the nearest tenth. Okay? So, which digit is in the tenths place? The 3. So, find the place value and circle that digit. Move to the right and underline. Get it? 0 to 4, the 3 stays the same. 5 to 9, add 1 is the game. So the 3 becomes a, right underneath it, write the 4. Now flex your muscles like a hero. Digits to the right change to 0. All the other digits stay the same. Yo, you're a winner in the rounding game. What's my answer, Cesar? What's my answer?
6.400,000.
No?
Oh, no, wait.
Just 6.4. You don't have to write those 2 zeros, okay? The next number we're going to round, so I want you to write it, okay? Write down 37 and 645,000. Okay, we're going to round it to the nearest hundredth, okay? So which digit is in the hundredths place? The 4. Find the place value and circle that digit. Move to the right and underline. Get it? 0 to 4, the 4 stays the same. 5 to 9, add 1 is the game. So the 4 becomes a, Now flex your muscles like a hero. Digits to the right change to 0. All the other digits stay the same. Yo, you're a winner in the rounding game. So what's my answer on this one, Cooper?
Oh, 37.64 hundredths or 65 hundredths.
Very good. So set 37 and 65 hundredths. Okay? That's a little review of rounding. I wonder if you're going to have that on your assessment. Chances are, right? Okay, find the quotient. Okay, so I'm going to have you work through these on your own here in a minute. But start out with, I'm going to change it to unit form. So this would be 14 ones divided by 2 equals 7 ones. So how do I write 7 ones in standard form?
7.
Okay, so the next one. Lauren, what do I need to write on the next one? 14 what? 14 tenths. Divided by 2 equals 7 tenths. How do you write 7 tenths, Lauren? Good. So are you noticing that the place value of the dividend, which is the first number, and the place value of the quotient, which is the answer, are the same? Ones and ones, tenths and tenths. You think this one's going to be hundredths and hundredths? Yeah. Okay, go ahead and work on these on your own, and then we'll check them together. Okay, take a look at your answers. Make sure you got them correct. I think there's more than one way to do this one right here. What do you think? How many of you did 31? That would work too, wouldn't it? So then it would be 10 ones for your answer. Either way is fine. Did anybody use the tens? I'm just curious. No? You did, Jake? Okay. Did anyone say 3 tens? Okay, I was just curious.
If it was up above the point, I only used ones.
Okay. Right. Well, and like the 24 ones is very similar to 30 ones, isn't it? So I can see why. The only reason why I chose tens is because I didn't want to have ones and ones right next to each other. That's the only reason. I wanted them to be different. Okay, let's take a look at. We're going to save the extension part of this till the end. So we're going to just solve the problem. Then I'm going to do the lesson with you. Then we'll come back and see if we have time to do this extension. Okay? All right, it says a bag of potato chips contains 9,600 grams of sodium. If the bag is split into 8 equal servings, how many grams of sodium will each serving contain? Okay, so the answer is the least of my concerns. What could I draw? What do you think?
Tape diagram?
Tape diagram. That's got a filled in. I don't want it filled in.
You don't even have to draw one. It's already on there.
I know. There we go. I've got one now. Okay. So we're going to do a tape diagram. What's my total here?
96 grams.
96 hundredths grams, right? Very good. And how many boxes do I need on my tape diagram? 8. Okay. That would be how many lines?
70.
Good job, 7 lines. And how do I know if I'm multiplying or dividing? Because I see each and I see equal. But how do I know if I'm multiplying or dividing? There's a word up there that tells us.
Divided? Oh, wait, no, it's not different. Split.
Split. Very good. You guys noticed it at the same time, didn't you? So if it's something split, it's going to be like share the cookies between yourselves, right? So that means my question mark could go in a box or below it. Okay, we need to find out one serving. So make sure you have a question mark on there. So my problem will be 96 divided by what? 8. Now, why did I choose divided? Because you see the total number and you see a smaller number, but what word really tells us we're divided? Split, okay? Now, I heard someone say the answer was 12. But I have to have the same place value that I started with. So how many of you already know your 12s? A few of you do, okay? If you don't, we'll make sure you know them by the end of the school year, okay? All right. Huh?
Remember that page I showed you? It has
Yes.
all of them in there.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to skip the extension and start on the lesson, okay? This is where you'll need your highlighter. So I'm going to the next slide. And yours is different. I separated your problem one into 2 different boxes, okay? Mine's easy. I can just erase it quickly, can't I?
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and put your pencils down. This is different than we're used to doing. I don't want you playing with your highlighter either, okay? So there's a format we're going to use when we do this, and I need you to do it in the order I'm doing it in. First thing we need to talk about is long division. So, does McDonald's serve cheeseburgers? Now, the D stands for what? Divide. Go ahead and write this down. The M stands for multiply. S, what's the C?
Check.
Check. Good.
Bring down.
And bring down. So get all those written down on your paper, please.
We did this in a different way. I can't remember.
Okay. So it's good that we're reviewing this because not everyone had 4th grade here. That's okay. I've got a really cool way of teaching it to you. Today, though, we're using the place value chart. So, Miguel, it doesn't make much sense to write it there because that's where you're going to write your long division problem. So, might want to scoot that over. Okay, so how do I know which one of these 2 numbers is the dividend? It goes in the doghouse.
3.
The longest one.
The longest
The one
one?
with most digits.
Okay, good try.
They each have 3. The one with the decimal?
Good try.
The one? Man.
The first one.
Oh.
The first one is the dividend. So it goes in the doghouse. Leave your decimal there. Please stop talking, okay? Now, the 3, what do we call the 3? Starts with a D.
Divide.
Divisor. You divide by the divisor, okay? So a lot of times kids will write this backwards. Now, Cooper, you were sort of right, okay? When you said the one with the decimal, because for right now, our decimal, the number with the decimal is the dividend, okay? Now, here's what I need to figure out. Do I have a whole number I'm dividing by?
Yes.
So that means the place value of the quotient, the answer, will be the same as the dividend. So if that's the case, I get to just pop my decimal up and then I'm going to ignore it the rest of the time. Yeah. So you're lining up the decimal, but you're popping it up. So my answer will have the ones place, look where I'm pointing. Ones place, tenths place, hundredths place. Okay? All right, so that's my first step. Then, this is quite interesting, so you're just going to have to bear with me, okay? So, we need, whoops, that's way too wide. Hold on. We need some lines here, but this needs to be a double line. And put it about where I did. Go ahead, do it now. You'll get the hang of this. Okay, then you're going to use your highlighter. And we're going to put 6.72 on this place value chart. We're going to use the 10 frame model. So it's going to look like this. Now I've just about got my problem set up ready to go. Are you doing the long division? Because that's not what we're doing right now. And I said, you're going to have to follow along with this format. Okay, a few more things. You got that much done? Now, what's my divisor? So I've got to have 3 rows down below the double line. So that means I'm going to draw 2 lines. Now I'm ready to start dividing. Okay, so here's my language that I want you to get used to. I've got 6 ones that I have to put in 3 groups. And they have to be equal groups. So I'm going to pull a stick. Diego, if I have 6 and I'm putting it into 3 groups, how many will be in each group? 2. So I'm going to put 2 here with the highlighter. It just makes the dots easier, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then, with my pencil, have to use your pencil, I'm going to cross off all 6 because I used all of them. And there were none left over. Now, what does that look like on the standard algorithm? I'm getting ready to explain it. So, you know when I put 2 in each group, that was actually dividing, wasn't it? So what number do you think I'm going to write on top of the 6? The 2. Now I have to multiply. What numbers do I multiply?
2 and 3.
2 times 3, the answer is 6.
Minus 6.
Okay, just a minute. I know you know. So now I have to do what? Subtract. So that's exactly what we just did on the place value chart. We divided, we subtracted. We're ready to take a look at the next column. I have to check something. See the check mark? What do I check?
Your answer.
No, good try. The remainder. Is my remainder less than the divisor?
Yes.
Yes.
So I can bring down the 7. Okay, it's all right. This is a review. Now I'm ready to look at the 10th column. And I've got 7 dots that I have to divide into 3 groups. JJ, but they have to be equal groups. So how many will be in each group? You're right. Because I can't go past 7, can I? And if I put 3 in each group, that would be 9, and that would be too many. So I've got 2 in each group, but how many will I cross off this time? Just 6. Now, just a minute. So now we're going to put this on the standard algorithm. So how many did JJ tell me to put in each group? 2. Where do I write the 2?
On top.
Above the 7. Then I'm going to multiply. 2 times 3
6
equals 6.
minus that equals
And then I'm going to do what? Subtract. Then I'm going to check, is my remainder less than my divisor? If it is, I can bring down my next number. Now here's the deal. My place value chart doesn't show 1200s. It shows 1/10 and 200s, which is still 12. But how am I going to divide those out? I can't. So Miranda, tell me what I need to do here. Very good. So I'm putting an X through that one, showing it's gone, okay? And I'm moving it to the hundredth. So really I'm changing 1/10 to 10 hundredths. Now that should give me 12 in the hundredths place. Are you with me?
Yes.
So now I've got to divide 12 into 3 groups. Hudson, 12 into 3 groups. 4. Are your fact families coming in handy?
Yes.
Very much so. So now you're going to have 4 in each group.
And then you put the 4 above the 2.
Okay, so we'll write the 4 above the 2. 4 times 3 is?
12.
Okay, now how do I check to make sure I did this right?
You multiply.
I multiply. So I'm going to take my, what?
Your
Quotient
answer, your
times my
divisor.
divisor. Good job. So, times 3. Go ahead and do the math. Don't forget your decimal. And in 5th grade, we do this. We draw an arrow to show that this matches my dividend. So I know I did it right. Okay? How you doing?
That's interesting.
Okay? So now let's do the next one. So you're going to go down to the next box. I'm going to get rid of this. Okay? I guess I better put DMSCB on there, right?
Yep.
But you probably still have it on yours and you can look at it. Okay, so the next one. What do I need to do for the next one that's different? I'm going to have to add another line, aren't I? Okay, so let's start with what we started with last time. So which one of these is the dividend? The first one or the second one?
Second one. Wait.
Okay, tell your table group which one the dividend is, because some of you aren't paying one bit of attention to what I'm saying. Tell your table group, is 5.16 or 4 the dividend?
5.1.
Okay, so what is it?
5.16.
Write it down, please. Are we dividing by a whole number?
Yes.
Okay, so I can pop my decimal up. My place value is going to stay the same, so I'm going to have the ones, the tenths, the hundredths. Okay, now over here, I've got to get 5.16 on the place value chart. And instead of 3 rows, how many rows will I need?
4.
4. Why do I have 4 rows?
Because your divisor is 4.
Divisor's 4, like your vocabulary. So get it all set up, please, and then wait. So you still need your double line separating the problem from the groups, okay? And just so you know, this is on your problem set, your exit ticket, and Zerd. So you have to totally know how to do it, don't you? Okay? So I'm going to start by dividing. I'm going to divide these 5 ones into 4 groups. So Diamete, how many will I put in each group? 1. And how many will I cross off? 4. So remember, we're going back and forth. So now I'm going to the standard algorithm. How many did I just put in each group? 1. 1 times 4 is?
4.
5 minus 4 is 1 less than my divisor. So bring down the next number. Okay, what does that look like over here? Looks like we're going to move it, doesn't it? So we'll trade 1 1 for 10 tenths. And that should give me 11 tenths, which is what I have on my standard algorithm. Okay? So now I've got 11, and I've got to divide 11 into 4 groups. Too bad it's not 12, right? But it's 11. So I know it's not going to be 3 in each group because that would be too many. So let me pull a stick. Sit, Lolly. How many in each group? 2. Try and keep those highlighters still. And then I will cross off how many here? What? 11. No, I won't. I'll cross off 8. Whoever said 8 was right. I have 11. I crossed off 8. So how many in each group?
4 or 2.
2. 2 times 4 is
8.
8. 11 minus 8 is 3. And that matches. I have 3 left over. So is 3 less than my divisor? Okay, bring down the 6. Now, by the looks of this, I'm going to have to move 3 of these tenths over. Do you agree?
Yeah.
And when I do that, it's going to be kind of tricky to get all those in there. So I decided early on I'm just going to go straight across. I make 10 that way, okay? Because I don't have enough room. If you have enough room, go right ahead and do 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. And it's kind of hard to draw the arrows. It's all jumbled up in
That's
there.
why I made them into a small line.
Okay. So now that should give me 36 hundredths. And does that match my standard algorithm?
Yes.
Okay. So how do you like the highlighters for dotting?
Good.
I know, it's easier, isn't it?
Oh,
Isamar, 36 divided into 4 groups. What do you think? You gotta know your fact families. 36, 4, and... I know it's not 8. Because that'd be 32. Yep, it's 9. And then, did that use all of the 36 dots?
Yes.
So I'm crossing them all off. None left over. Standard algorithm, how many were in each group? How many?
9.
9. 9 times 4 is 36. 36 minus 36?
0.
I don't think we'll check it. I think we'll keep going. Okay? Let's keep going to see if we can get these done, and then I can have them all on the video. All right, so take a look at the next one. This is problem 2. Don't know if we're going to get all of these done, but we'll get them started.
You'll try.
Yeah.
I have my dad.
So this dividend looks familiar.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, we just had it, didn't we?
Yes.
So 6.72. But we've got a different divisor this time. What's the divisor?
4.
4. Okay. So to get this set up, I need my straight line tool, don't I? And you need 2 lines. And then how many rows below the 2 lines?
4.
4. And that means 3 more
5.
lines, right? Okay. So get it set up. And then we'll start dividing. I also need to put, 6, 7, and 2 on there. Oops. All right, is Is it correct? Okay. 6, 7, 2. Okay. So I'm starting with the 6 and I'm putting that into 4 groups. So Ruby, how many will be in each group? Well, if I do 2, that's going to give me 8. And I only have 6. 1. So how many will you cross off? 4. Okay, so let's go to the standard algorithm. I have 1 in each group. 1 times 4 is 4. 6 minus 4 is 2. Now I need to check it. Is 2 less than the divisor?
Yes.
Okay, I can bring down the 7. On the place value chart, what is going to happen? I'm going to move 2 of those over, aren't I? So I will trade in 2 ones for 20 tenths. I kind of had to write a little low. So that should give me 27. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. So 27. And I've got to put them in 4 groups. Isaac, what do you think? 4 times something equals 27. 4 times 8 is 32. Go backwards a little bit. Now here's what I know. I know 4 times 7 is 28. Is that too big? 4 times 7 is too big. So I go back 1 from 7, what do I have? 6. So is 4 times 6 close to 27? Yes, it is. Okay, so let's put 6 in each. And how many will I cross off? 24. I'm going to cross off like this. These are all crossed off. So how many did I put in each group, boys and girls? 6. 6 times 4?
24.
7 minus 4 is 3 less than my divisor.
Yes.
Bring down your 2. So I have 3 left over that are going next door, aren't they? And they're going to be traded in for 10. So I've got 32 divided by 4. Isaac, were you a step ahead of me earlier? No? Because you said 4 times 8. Wonder if he was a step ahead of me. Okay, so what is 4 times 8? So we're going to need how many in each one? You got to use a 10 frame model, so it'll be 5 and 3. And that should be all 32, shouldn't it?
Yep. I'm just making a bunch of dots.
Well, you got to count them. So how many did I put in each group? 8. 4 times 8 is 32. Okay, how are we doing? Good. right, the next one we've got to put a number into 8 groups. I think I'm going to need a smaller highlighter, aren't I? Okay, so I'm going to get rid, I'm going to get rid of that stuff. You're going to go to the next box, okay? All right, so let's get it set up. How's this one different?
It's
Still
20.
under its place.
It's
It's 20.
20. It's 10.
So it's the tens place. We've got some zeros up there too, don't we?
Yeah.
Am I still dividing by a whole number?
Yeah.
Yes, so I can pop my decimal up and forget about it. Okay, so when I set this up, smaller highlighter, I'm going to do 2 tens and 8 hundredths. Can you still see those dots?
Yep.
See if that's too big. That's a little better, isn't it?
That's how it works.
Okay, so this is interesting. There's not a lot. I need more lines, don't I? Did you get 7 lines put on there?
Yep.
Now, the nice thing about your problem set and exit ticket, they put the lines on there for you. Okay. So I've got to take these 2 tens and do what with them? Because I can't put them in 8 groups.
Pass one.
I have to move them over to the ones. So that's going to give me 20 ones. What does that look like on the standard algorithm? That looks like I'm not going to do anything here. So you can put an X there. You could also write a 0 there, showing that you can't divide 2 into 8. So if you like a 0 better, I like the X because it shows me I'm not going to be able to use the tens place. So another thing I do is I tell the kids to chunk it. So I'm looking at the 20 first, aren't I? Okay, so I've got 21s divided into 8 groups. I guess I'll pull a stick here. This is Miranda. So I've got 20 divided by 8. How many in each group, you think?
2.
You're right. And how many will I cross off?
20. Or wait, 10. Right? No.
Well, how many dots would 2 times 8 be?
16.
16. So I'm going to cross off 16. Yikes, I don't want to move 4 of those over. Oh well. Let's write the standard algorithm first. So we say there are 2, whoops, I'm with the highlighter here. We say there are 2 in each group. 2 times 8 is 16. 20 minus 16 is 4. Is 4 less than my divisor?
Yes.
Bring down my 0. Okay, so we've got to figure out a way to fit 40 in there. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. You ready? 10, 20, 30, 40. I'm just going to do 10 sticks. What do you think? Yeah, okay. On this one, draw 4 lines. Those are your 10 sticks, okay? 10, 20, 30, 40.
We should have done that while ago.
Okay, so if I take 40 and I'm putting them into 8 groups, what's 40 divided by 8? 5. and they're all crossed off.
Looks like
All right, kind of looks like 5, doesn't it?
tally mark.
Okay, yeah, it does. So how many did I put in each group? 5. Notice that I'm writing the 5 above the number I brought down. So if you know if you're in the right place, if this is all lined up, 5 times 8 is 40. Is 0 less than my divisor?
Yes.
So I can bring down my 8. Now I'm going to put 8 into 8 groups. So how many in each group?
1.
1. Do I have any left over here?
No.
Okay, cross them all off. So how many in each group, boys and girls? 1. 1 times 8 is 8. And I have nothing left over. That was problem 2.
We can get it.
What's the next problem?
It's on the back. It's problem 3.
Problem 3.
Think we can do this?
I think we can do it without a place value chart.
Oh,
You want
yeah,
to
yeah,
see my trick?
Yes.
Okay, Cesar knows it.
You put all the.
So I'm going to write this down. Hold on. And I'm dividing by a whole number so I can pop my decimal up. And Cesar, what should I skip count by? This is a little trick I know. 6s. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48. Should I stop there?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see if we have to go further. Now I want you to put the numbers beside your skip counting. Trust me, you're going to love this.
It's easier.
Yeah. Okay, so what this means is 6 times 1 is 6, 6 times 2 is 12, 6 times 3 is 18, 6 times 4 is 24, and so on. Okay? We're going to use these, they're called multiples. We're going to use the multiples to help us. Okay? So first of all, can I divide 6 into 6 equal groups?
Yes.
Yes. How many will be in each group?
1.
1. So circle this. Trust me. I'm going to put the 1 on top and the 6 below. Now that just took care of divide and multiply. So skip counting is your divide and multiply step. Okay? So I'm going to subtract. Is my remainder less than my divisor? Bring down my 3. Can I put 3 into 6 equal groups?
No.
No. So when I can't divide, I write a 0 at the top. And I'm going to have you bring down your next number. There's no reason to subtract 0 from 3 and get 3, is there?
No.
Okay? So now I've got 37. Look over here.
36.
Which number is closest to 37?
36.
And you can't go over. So circle the 36. Okay, where do I write the 6?
Above the 7.
And where do I write the 36?
Under the 37.
Very good. And I'm going to subtract.
Oh, yes.
And is 1 less than my divisor?
Yes.
So bring down your 2. Oh, which number over here is closest to 12 without 2? It's 12. So where do I write the 2?
On top
Above
of the
the
2.
2.
On top of the 2. Where do I write the 12?
Under the 12.
And voila. How do you like the skip counting method?
I love it.
Yeah, it's going to be great.